Hello children, so today we are back with the second video of chapter number 4, planning. Children, in the first video we have read about what is planning, what are its advantage and what are the features of planning. And today we will read about the planning process, or we can say the steps in the process of planning or the limitation of planning. Now children, as we say the process of planning, so what is planning process? So you have to be very careful about this, that what it is a process of decision making. What planning is a process of decision making, but how we make these decisions, how do we go about making a plan, this all can be known as the planning process. Now how you will make a plan, there are lots of steps for that. These steps are known as the logical steps, which we call as a planning process also. Now since planning is an activity, there are certain logical steps for every manager to follow, and these steps are known as the process of planning or the steps of planning. Now just see what are these steps. Now the first step is S, that is setting objective. The first step of the planning process is to set up the objective or the goal for any organization. Now these are the goal or objective. For achieving these goal or objective only the business enterprises will work. Now these goal can be a whole organization goal, or these goal or objective can be the department wise goal also. For example, if you started a business, now if a manager will make or set a objective or goal for the whole organization can be to achieve 1 crore or 2 crore rupees of profit within 1 year or within 6 months. Now because it is a profit goal for the whole organization, so this is known as the organizational objective. Now it can be a goal for a department wise inside the organization also. Inside the organization or business there are lots of departments which work. These departments can have their own goal also, like production department can have the goal to produce a particular quantity of product within this particular time. The selling department can have their goal also to sell 20 or 30% more within 2 years or within 3 years. So the first process or the first step in the process of planning is to set up the objective or to set up the goal, and for achieving these goal and objective only the business manager work out. The second, once the goal has been set up, once the objective has been set up by business owner or the business manager, the second work is developing the planning premises. Now the new word here is premises. Premises can be understood by the assumptions. Now assumption basically means planning is concerned with the future, which is completely uncertain, but every planner is using conjecture about what might happen in the future. Conjecture about what might happen in the future means every planner is having the assumption or prediction that what can happen in the future, and according to this assumption, according to this prediction only, he used to make the base model for implementing or for how to achieve the objective which has been decided in the first step. So basically आप यहाँ पे कर क्या रहे हैं, that once this objective has been set up, the goal has been set up, now we are deciding, we are making the assumptions, we are predicating that by doing this we can able to achieve our objective or our goals. Now once the premises can be known as the assumptions. Now once this objective has been set up, the premises has been developed or the assumption has been developed. Now the third work of a manager in the planning process is identifying alternative course of action. Now identifying alternative course of action basically means once objective are set, assumptions are made, then the next step would be to act upon them. Means आपको यहाँ पे act करना start करना है. There is the time when we have to start doing the actions. There may be many ways to act and achieve objective. There may be many methods, there may be many ways by which we will be able to achieve our objective and goal. Now we have to think about that which method we have to go through with the innovative manners. We have to identify that how many alternatives are there, how many ways we have, or how many methods we have by which we can able to achieve our goal or objective. Now once we have find it or identify all the alternative for achieving our objective, then we have to go through with the next step, and that is C, evaluating alternative courses. Now, evaluating alternative courses basically means the next step is to weight the pros and cons of each alternative. Now we have searched, identify many methods A. Now we have to go through with the pros and the cons of all the methods. If we are using this method, what will be the benefit for using this? What will be the losses for using this? According to that, we will evaluate each and every method, whatever has been identified in the third step. Once these evaluation work has been done, then we will go through with the process of selecting an alternative. Selecting an alternative is known as real point of decision making. Real point of decision making basically means where we take a decision that which method, after evaluating, we take a decision that which method we have to use so that we can able to achieve our objective or goal. Now, once we have selected a best method for achieving our objective or goal, then we'll come through with the next step, that is implement the plan. Implementing the plan is, this is the step where other managerial functions also come into the pictures. The step is concerned with putting the plan into the action. Doing what is required means whatever we have planned, after going through with the selection of a proper method for that is selection and alternative, now we will start working on that particular method. Now the next, follow-up actions. To see whether plan are being implemented and activities are performed according to the schedule is also part of planning process. Means once we have selected a proper method, we have started implementing work on that particular plan, then we have to take a follow-up action also to see that whatever planning we have decided, the activities are performed according to that or not. So we have to go through with proper monitoring also. We have to see that the plan is ensuring objective achievement or not. So this is known as the follow-up action. Now these are the steps which we have to follow in the process of planning. Children, you have to remember one thing, that once we are talking about the steps, you will not change the sequencing. Now we will go through with the limitations of planning. As we have already read about the advantage of planning, so from advantage only, I think the limitation should be also clear to you. Now limitation of planning. The first limitation of the planning process is no guarantee of success. Now why no guarantee of success? Because we are making plan for the purpose of future, right? We are making plan now, but these plans are going to give you result in the futures, and the future is what? Nobody is able to predicate the future properly, because business, when we talk about the business enterprises, business used to work in a dynamic nature. Dynamic nature means the things used to change, the policy of the business, the technology of the business, and the external factor of the business which affect it used to change. And if the factors will change, technology will change, it will definitely affect your business, and that is the time when the planning which has been done before will not work properly. So the limitation of planning is no guarantee of success. For achieving success, management has to properly draw and implement plan. Plan are required to be put into action. There is no guarantee that previously tried and tested plan will lead to success. It basically means we used to make a plan, the manager used to make plan according to the previous situation also, according to the previous tried and test plan also, but there is no guarantee that these plan will get success. So this is the first limitation of planning, that there is no guarantee that after planning also you will get success in your business, because the business has a dynamic feature. Now the second is planning involve huge cost. When plan are drawn, costs are involved in their formation in terms of efforts, time and money. The cost incurred sometime may not justify the benefit derived from the plan. It basically means whenever we are making the plan, we will have a person who is having specialty in that particular area. This person will give his time to us, they will work, give his efforts to us, and with this we have to pay out money for that. So sometime it also happened that the benefit which we are getting going through with that plan, sometime the benefit is less and the money, time, effort which we have given to that particular person is more. So the planning involves huge cost. So sometimes it is not giving that much benefit to the business enterprises. The third is planning lead to rigidity. Planning leads to rigidity basically means that when we talk about the planning, it's once the plan has been made, you cannot able to change it. The employee only have to follow it. In any organization, a well-defined plan is drawn up with specific goal to be achieved within a specific time frame only. These plans then decided the future course of action and manager may not be in a position to change it. That is the reason we called it that the plan is rigid, they are fixed, and just because of the rigidity, sometimes we are having difficulty to change it, which give losses to the enterprises also. Now, the next limitation of planning is planning may not work in a dynamic environment. As we have read earlier also, that business environment is dynamic in nature. Nothing is constant there. The environment consists of number of dimensions, which we have read earlier also: economic, political, physical, legal, social dimension. The organization has to constantly adapt itself to the changing thing. But if you are talking about the plan is rigid, they are fixed. Once the plan has been made from the manager side, everybody has to follow that plan. But the business enterprises or the environment of the business are flexible. So sometime, just because of this dynamic nature of business, the planning are not work properly over there. Now the next is planning is time consuming. This is the next limitation for the planning process, that planning is a process of time consuming, because planning is blessing in facing a definite situation, but because of its long process it cannot face sudden emergency. Thus planning is time consuming and it delay the action. Now, why planning is time consuming? Sometimes plan to be drawn up takes so much of time and there is not much time left for their implementation. Sometimes it also happens that when we make the plan, making of that plan take that much of time that we don't get up much time for implementing that plan. So this also become the limitation for the planning. So planning is time consuming. The next feature is planning reduce creativity. Planning reduce creativity basically means that whenever we talk about the planning is an activity which is done by the top management. Usually the rest of the members just implement these plans. So once the plan has been made from the top management, it becomes the duty of rest of the people of the business enterprises just to follow the plan. So when they have any another innovative method, the people or the employee of the enterprises are not able to share their creativity with the manager, with the business, because the plan has been already made from the top level people and they have not given any freedom to the lower level people to give their own ideas also or to show their creativity also. So sometimes planning reduces the creativity because the plan has been mostly made from the top level people only. Thank you, children.